before we dive into all the fun stuff, let's tweak some Blender settings for your convenience. Let's just quickly go into our preferences under Edit and Preferences and switch a few things around in here. First, if you like, you can bring up the resolution scale of the interface of Blender. This might be easier for you to see if you have a big screen. I have set it to 1.5 so that you are all able to see something in the recording. So let's go to Navigation, and we can here change to Orbit Around Selection. This makes manipulating stuff a lot easier. Also, switch off Auto Perspective, because with jewelry I have found it a little bit annoying if our view always changes back to perspective mode. I find orthographic mode a lot nicer for these small scale jewelry projects. So under Key Map, set spacebar action to search. Usually you can press space to turn on the playback of the timeline, but in our case, since we don't do any animation today, searching will be much more useful. Also, down here, select Tab for Pie menu. Even though with curves we don't need to switch between any other mode except Object and Edit mode, I find having the Pie menu with Tab to be very comfortable in general when working with Blender, so we might as well activate it now. Under System, you can bring up the undo steps a little bit if you want to go back for quite a few steps. 60 usually is enough. Also, if you want to render something today, you might want to check out the render device, which you can use for cycles, and you might choose your GPU if you have one. To find the correct setting, you can just do a quick Google search for your GPU and then find out which of these work best. Also under Save and Load, you can check if your save versions are set to 1. And this just means that for each save file you create, Blender will keep the file before that one as a Blend 1 file. There you will find an earlier state of your project, of course. Last but not least, let's go to add-ons. First, if you have it, enable it. And if not, make sure to download the Jewelcraft add-on. You will find all the links in the resources of this class. Once you have downloaded the add-on file, you can just put it in some folder. I like to keep a designated add-on folder, and you can click Install. And here under Blender add-ons, you will find a zip file and just click Install add-on. And then you can activate it, and then the Jewelcraft add-on should be automatically installed. Preferences save automatically, by the way. This is this little setting here. And then if you go into the End menu, you should find the Jewelcraft add-on here. If the units of your file are not yet correctly set, then up here it would say Set Units Automatically. And then you could click that and it would choose these settings for jewelry. For me, this would be metric, millimeters, and a unit scale of 0.001 for millimeters, because 0.001 of a meter is 1 millimeter. Well, and that is everything you would need to do to be prepared for this class.